welcome back to another retro movie review, and today we are reviewing Bad Boys 2. Yes, if you have missed it, I have originally watched the first Bad Boys movie here, and I've also already done a retro movie review of that. First time watch, obviously, and yeah, and now we are watching the second Bad Boys movie. This is the sequel movie that I believe came out in 2003, so a few years after the original movie. Again, directed by Michael Bay. You know, this sequel is in the sense of the first one was as well, and Will Smith and Martin Lawrence do, you know, reprise their roles. This movie is all really about this drug bust in a way, and it had a lot of good action scenes in there. I've got to be honest, there was plenty to get into with this film, so many good moments in there, and from an enjoyment level, I will say it right off the bat, I enjoyed it more than I did the first one. I felt like the first one had a lot going for it, don't get me wrong, but the second one just had a lot more going for it. There was the really good action scenes, you had chase car scenes, helicopters, I think there was a boat involved at one point with helicopters. Like, the aesthetic and the amount of stuff going on was just amazing and second to none. And I think this was the first one actually where comedy started to come into the movie, and I would say this is more of a slight comedy action film, whereas the first one was definitely more focused on the action element. This one definitely had a lot more comedic aspects, which For Life does as well as the new one, Ride and Die. But of course, those reviews are coming soon for the third and fourth movie of the franchise, so stay tuned for those. But Bad Boys for 2 then, what did I make of it? Well, you can tell probably in the tone of my voice that I had a much better time watching this one. This one's all about like this drug bust, and there was some really interesting moments in the actual film. You had this like Cuban, I guess, drug lord, if you will. Looked very much like Jesus. And yeah, he had some stuff going for him. He had some stuff going for him in terms of, you know, there was some good development there. We saw his like mother involved. He had like a young sister stroke niece or whatever like involved. So there was some stakes there for him as the main nemesis of the movie. It was a really weird crime as well that they were trying to solve in terms of like, as I say, drugs. It's all to do with these X pills. There's a funny scene where Martin Lawrence actually does take accidentally one of those X pills and turns, yeah, very high, let's just say. And it was quite funny. I really enjoyed it. And as I say, started getting to that comedic aspect of these two characters, which we've grown to love over the third and fourth movies. But yeah, the crime itself was really interesting in terms of like that X pill. They were hiding money as well as pills in dead bodies. So there was one scene where in one of the car scenes that this guy was like they were driving obviously, and like out the back of this van, all these dead bodies were flying everywhere, and like the aesthetically pleasing elements of the film in terms of how everything looked and felt, I thought was really good, and it was executed very well. Definitely a Michael Bay movie, massive explosion, same as what we had in the first one, and I did really enjoy that. And to be honest, I'm gutted I missed this one till now. This has been out 21 years, this movie, so the fact that we're getting this, you know, I'm actually getting to watch this now, I'd highly recommend people do check it out, because I thoroughly did enjoy myself with Bad Boys 2. As I say, more than the first one. So, rating the movie, what did I rate Bad Boys 2? Well, for me, I thought it was up there, and I actually gave it a 4-star. I think it's one of my favourite action movies that I've ever seen, to be honest with you. I think Will Smith definitely develops 5 years later from the first movie into this character of Michael Lowry. We start to see a bit more of his depth and what he's actually about. Obviously, Martin Lawrence as well. He's actually, you know, got a bit more stakes in terms of like being a family man and all of that. And, you know, there's a really cool scene where like his daughter is like 15 or whatever and going on a date with this guy, and yeah, it's a really cool scene, and yeah, we see that character progress in the third and fourth film and stuff, and it was a good element to it. Whereas I felt like in the first movie it was very different, very, you know, not so comedic, and these characters are known nowadays as being more comedic actors, rather, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence especially, in terms of their comedy aspect. And yeah, I think Martin Lawrence did better in this film than Will Smith, but he had, again, same as the first one, but he had a better script, and he does have a better script in the second one as well, I would say. But I'd say the third and fourth movie definitely maybe feels a bit more Will Smith heavy, but of course we'll get to those in the next upcoming reviews, and of course I'll be doing a ranking video ranking all 4 of the movies in the franchise, so stay tuned of course for that. In the meantime though, if you did miss my Bad Boys 1 retro review, it is on the channel, so go back and watch that of course if you are interested, but stay tuned because we have Bad Boys for Life, that review coming soon next. So there it is, 4-star for Bad Boys 2. Definitely going to keep this in the collection. Very much enjoyed this film. It was up there as one of my favourite action films ever, and I did enjoy it, so awesome. 4-star. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and of course I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.